Hi everyone! Congratulations on finishing your AP exam. I look forward to hearing how it went. I'm going to ask that you send me an email sometime this week if you can, telling me which pieces you had on the exam and also how you thought it went. I would love to hear from you. So think about that for the week. I want to show you where we're going from here in this class. So let's start with our calendar. You might see my dog in the background. Let's see if she behaves for us. So in the calendar, we had the test on the 15th. So this upcoming week, you're going to be coming up with what you want to do for our final art assignment. We have two things for the rest of the course, this art assignment and then the Global Contemporary unit. And there's lots of time and we're going to take it pretty slow with it. So for this week, because I know some of you are still doing AP exams, it might be a stressful time, all you're really doing is coming up with what you want to do for your art piece. And I'll talk about that a little more specifically when we get into the folder. But by the end of the week, I want you to submit to me your plan for what you want to do for your art piece. If you get started on it, great. If not, you could just put the plan together and send it to me. Then next week, the last week in May, we're going to do the first part of the Global Contemporary unit. So you'll have some videos to watch and some other resources you can use. Then if we move into June, I don't know if I can do that with where my camera is. All right, if we move into June, you'll see this first week in June will also be Global Contemporary unit. You'll have a couple videos to watch so you can kind of take notes. And then the second week in June is when you will have your assessment on that Global Contemporary unit. It'll be the last big assessment of its kind. So you have quite a bit of time for that unit. There's only 27 works and it's 3 weeks. That would also be the time that you want to finish your art piece. So in addition to studying and learning about the Global Contemporary pieces over these 3 weeks, you want to be working on your art piece. Now, we'll get to that in a sec. Then the last thing that we're going to do as a class is on the 15th of June, we are going to Zoom together and share our final art pieces and kind of have an end of class Zoom celebration. So that kind of points you in the direction of where we're going. So let's take a look into this folder just to see what we have. So first things first, I have this art piece document that explains to you what we're doing, and then you'll submit your brainstorming and planning here. And then below it, right now, I don't even think I have this published for you guys, but we have the Global Contemporary unit. I'm still putting stuff in that. And then I also have a folder with contemporary artists. These are awesome videos through an organization called Art21. So feel free, if you want to see some of the stuff ahead of time or look into some of these artists, feel free to use that resource. But let's start with the art piece document. So there's 3 things that you're going to submit by the end of the week for me, and it walks you through it in here. Now, obviously, we're not in school. We don't have the resources we usually have. So do the best you can with the type of artwork that you want to make. If you can get supplies or you have them, great. But really, this is an exploration, a chance for you to be in the driver's seat as an artist. So even if you don't feel strongly about your art skills or you're not sure you have the supplies, that's okay. This is just a chance to try it and kind of see what it's like to be that artist. All right, so you're going to be creating a piece of artwork based on something that we've studied this year. So your first step is to come up with inspiration. You're choosing a point of inspiration from something we've studied. So options include an artist's work we've looked at, a style, an art movement. You can look at themes. Think of the essays that we've done: cultural convergence, death, propaganda, domestic life, transformation, identity. So really anything that we've studied or talked about could be a great starting point for you to develop an idea that's more focused. Another idea would be a culture or historical time period. So if you really liked learning about revolutionary France and you want to somehow incorporate that into your piece, you could do that. It also could be focused on a material that we've learned about. So if you have access to printmaking and you've never done it before, that could be a really cool direction to go in and play around with some of printmaking. And then lastly, another point of inspiration, if you are interested in something more contemporary, that folder I just showed you with the Art21 videos is a great place to look at what some current artists are doing in the field if you'd like to use one of them as inspiration. So you're starting with coming up with what do I want to focus on? okay? And then there's also some great videos here if you want to click there and look around. Second step, it's your brainstorming planning phase. So this is what you're going to be turning into me. You're coming up with what you want to do, roughly. So I recommend creating a mind map to center your thinking. If you Google mind map, it gives you ideas of what you can do. Just kind of taking a big idea. So for instance, politics. You can't just make a piece about politics. What do you want to say about politics? How focused is it going to be? Is it American politics? Is it European politics? So there's a lot of things you want to focus on, and mind maps help you focus. You can draw several small, quick sketches to visualize the idea. So this is a chance for you to kind of play around with how it looks. Where's the focal point? How big is the person in the frame? Are they off to one side? Are they off to the other side? Are there 4 people? Are there 2? And then you're also writing what you plan to do. So some kind of description of your plan. If you want to, you can also begin exploring materials. So if you're going to try pastels and it's your first time, feel free to start playing around with them, or you can play around with color palettes, things like that. And then you'll photograph what you do and submit it by the end of the week. There will be, in the following weeks, some weekly check-ins. We'll do some discussion boards just so you can kind of share and we can see how you're doing along the way. But really, first week, just focus on that brainstorming and planning, and then we will do that Zoom at the end to share. All right, last thing I wanted to show you, when you're going to turn this in, I gave you some examples of thumbnails here. Feel free to upload in any way that's easy for you. So you can upload photographs, a sketchbook page, you can do it in a Word document. It's really up to you. But I'm excited to see what you come up with. This is a chance for you to do something that's really meaningful and purposeful for you. Many of you are graduating. Many of you are going through a lot because we're in the middle of a crazy pandemic. Those are great points of inspiration for an art piece. So really think about something that will be meaningful, maybe therapeutic for you to explore, and that's the direction I would kind of drive your art exploration. Feel free to email me with questions. I'm excited to see what you guys are planning, and I'm hoping by tomorrow or the next day to have my sketching, brainstorming thing in the folder so you can see what I'm planning on doing. All right, have a great week, you guys. It's going to be beautiful outside. Good luck with any other APs you have.